Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I'm going to take you guys through my fitness journey, like how I started it off and what all I have been doing for the past 2.5 years, and how I reached here after like a lot of struggle, and how I continue to be on this journey. So years back when I started my fitness journey, there was a trigger in the form of health problems which I had started to have. And the trigger was primarily my irregular periods. I used to have periods like, once in 3 months or once in 4 months, and that was becoming a cause of concern for me. So that is when I decided to get it checked and do an overall kind of health checkup. And then I visited a doctor. She is an endocrinologist who specializes in gynecology and obesity and diabetes and all of that. So I went to her, and she prescribed some tests, and I underwent all those tests. And that is when I realized that I had developed a couple of lifestyle diseases. One was I had high blood sugar, the second one was I had high cholesterol, and the third one was PCOD, which like a lot of women might be aware of. It's the polycystic ovarian disease, and that's the reason why I was having irregular periods. So when I went back to her with all my test reports, she was really unhappy with the condition of my health at that point of time. And yes, I was in a very bad spot. I had developed these problems when I was just in my 20s, and it was really concerning for her. She told me that the only way I could get rid of all of these was through changing my lifestyle and maintaining a more active, a more healthy lifestyle, which I was far from at that point of time. So that worked as a trigger for me to realize that it was time for me to take charge of my health. And that is where I started my fitness journey. So when I went back home, I really didn't know how to go about it, what to focus on, and how to start with. But then I realized that no matter what, I had to figure this out myself, because I wasn't in a position to go for professional advice in terms of having a dietitian, or how to follow a healthy diet or what exercises to do. I really did not have the means at that point of time to go for that kind of advice. It was expensive. It's still expensive in a city like Mumbai. So the only thing I knew then was that I had to figure this out on my own. Maybe through reading up, through a bit of research about fitness and health. So I started doing all of that, and at the same time I started with some light aerobic exercises. I chose a routine from YouTube. You will find like a lot of exercise and fitness videos on YouTube. So I chose one of those. It was like a beginner's workout, and I started with it. It used to be for around 20 minutes. Trust me guys, those 20 minutes used to be so difficult for me. But then I slowly picked up pace, I slowly got used to it, and bit by bit I started to increase the intensity of the workouts. And that's how I got used to it. My body got used to it. And then I also brought about changes in my meals, my meal timings, and I got into portion control, which is one of the most important things when you are trying to become fitter and healthier. Portion control is something we really need to do, guys, because it's very important to know how much we are consuming and what we are consuming. So yeah, I started to do portion control, though it was really difficult at the beginning. I've literally spent sleepless nights because I was used to eating more, like eating to the extent when I felt completely satiated. So I had to let that habit go, and I developed the habit of portion control, of having 4 to 5 meals a day, but in small portions. So the dinner used to be the lightest, and that's why it was really difficult for me to sleep at night initially. But then after a month or two, my body started to get used to it, and I developed that habit of cutting down on food. And also there were a number of food items that I had completely stopped for the next 6 to 7 months. They were primarily sugary items, sugar, white bread, white flour, fried stuff, Chinese food, and that's one of my favorite, guys. It's still my favorite, though I have it now. But then I had stopped it for about like 6 7 months, and there was also, like I started having fat-free milk. So yeah, all of these I completely stopped. But then I started having them after like a couple of months, because that's when I was slowly getting into the groove of losing weight, becoming fitter, becoming healthier. So then I started having it, but I used to have it only on my cheat days, which used to be like once a week. And I would consume those things, like whatever I liked, just for that one day. The rest of the 6 days would be exactly the same I used to do earlier. So as I progressed on my journey, I started to change a lot of things, like my exercise routines. They were becoming more intense. I started to focus on core strengthening, like resistance training, which is currently what I do. So currently I mainly focus on weight training and resistance training, because now it's more about fitness rather than losing weight. Yes, losing weight is definitely there, but then for me now it's more about emerging stronger through my fitness routine. So yeah, I started changing all of that. I started to make my meal plans more balanced and a little more stricter, but then it was helping me a lot. I brought about a lot of lifestyle changes, which I will talk about in details in a separate video. Those lifestyle changes were really important, because that is primarily what helped me fight those diseases. Another thing I would like to share with all of you is that when I started off, the whole process was like a trial and error process for me, because as I told you, I had not taken any professional help at that point of time. So there were certain things that used to work for me, there were certain things that didn't work for me. But then through the trial and error process, and also through reading up, watching videos, reading books, reading articles, and whatever I could lay my hands on, so slowly I developed an idea of what was best for me. And that is how I have more control over my meal plans, over my workouts, over my lifestyle at this point of time, because it's something I've developed over the years, and through reading and gaining knowledge about it. I think that's really important, guys. If you really want to focus on health and fitness, do read up, do try to find out like what people around you are trying, and what's beneficial for them, what's helping them. And there are things that might help you, there are other things that might not help you, but then if you do your research, then you will definitely figure out what's best for you. Coming to how I look at fitness at this point of time. So over these years, whatever I did was a combination of a lot of things, and it is this combination that will always give you better health and will make you fitter, because it's not about only working out or only following a diet or only lifestyle changes. It's a combination of all of that. And fitness today for me, it's more about feeling good, it's more about emerging stronger. Yes, I do think about weight loss. I will have to think about it, because it's something that I need to fix even more. But then that is not my priority at the moment. My priority is to think about becoming fitter, becoming healthier, and that is all that matters, guys. So stop obsessing over that weighing scale in your house, because that's not going to help. If you really want better health, then you will have to focus on all that I spoke about. You will have to focus on combining all of that. It is a combination of all of it. And all the health problems that I have overcome today, it is because of the habits I have developed over the past couple of years. So let's focus more on developing a healthier lifestyle, on developing good habits, so that they go a long way in making us healthy. And it's more about training your mind and your body to get accustomed to those habits so that you can maintain them throughout your life. So let's train our minds and our bodies in ways so that we emerge stronger, so that they feel so good from within that we don't feel like giving up on those habits. Yes, fitness is about nurturing our bodies, taking care of them, and training them in ways that just makes life better. So let's focus on all of that, guys, because we are much more than that number on the weighing scale. Our bodies, our minds, we as a whole, we are much, much more than that. So that's my journey up till now. I will continue sharing with you whatever I learned in the process. Till then, stay safe, stay healthy, and be happy. Love you all.